Welcome to the official Munzee podcast.
I'm Rob, also known as Coach V, your host and the president of Munzee.
And I'm Craig, also known as Sam Marshall. I started as an avid Munzee player, now proudly part of the team.
Each week, we'll delve into Munzee's mysteries, divulge some secrets, and inform players from around the world just what is coming your way.
So sit back, relax. Today we're talking about some Aussie stuff, some Flat Rob stuff, a universal Munz Pack deployment. And Rob, right at the end, we've got not one, but two. Yes, that's right, two quality of life events. And I will say there's one particular person in this world right now who is going to really enjoy it. So there you go. Well, I'll just leave it at that. I won't say who that person is just yet.
Wow.
I know, right? I know.
Exciting.
Lots of happening, mate. Lots of happening. You know, we had the big rollout a couple of weeks ago, or a week ago now, in regards to the Gauntlet Games, and so they came out now as well. I noticed some people online are still sort of, they're saying the C word, as in CLAN, and then some people are saying Gauntlet. Other people, Rob, they refuse change altogether. Other people have said, there'll always be a clan to me. I'll never change. It's always going to be a clan to me, and that's okay.
That's all right.
Everyone's entitled.
In our chats, we're still correcting ourselves. No one's yelling at each other on our team for accidentally using clan word. So, it's what happens.
Exactly.
When you've been doing it for 13 years or something, it's a very difficult habit to break, I believe. That's like a teenager deciding that their name is no longer going to be Robbie, but they're going to go by Rob instead. And the family continues to call that person Robbie for years and years, 37 possibly after that. Some family members.
I sense some, frustration there, Robbie.
It was I actually was 16 whenever I made that change. We moved from one town to the next, and I was like, I think I'm going to go by Rob now. My grandmother in particular had a really hard time changing my name in her mind.
But so she still gave you the birthday cards with the $10 in it, and my dear lovely Robbie.
And that's what really matters, isn't it?
Right.
So whether people call it clans or guilds, as long as you keep on playing, just get in there, involve yourself, have fun. That's all it's really about. Building a community, whether no matter what name it goes by. I suppose.
Exactly. But speaking of having fun, Rob, I'm going to start this week. Rob, I really love the double magnets on my Skyland run. I've got a bit of a run now on my Skyland. I sort of added a couple more Skylands on my run around, my loop around as well that I do. I can go get a morning coffee, Rob, and get 100,000 points almost at the moment because the double magnets are on there too. So I've got huge points. Plus, a lot of other people have done the same thing, and you can tell by the leaderboards, Rob, why? Because we're going to announce the Monday millionaires and Tuesday millionaires as well. So,
wow,
I know.
Yeah.
I know. So
that is the benefit for those who enjoy the double magnet strength. If they want to take advantage of that and move up a leaderboard or whatever it may be, just increase their enjoyment, I suppose. Then that's cool. The good news is it's only 3 days this month. So for those who are not extreme fans, you just have to hold 3 days. And then things return to quote normal.
I will say, Rob, that there are a couple of non-fans out there, but I do say this, and that is, think about it this way as well. Like, we had a double mech deploy event right at the same time. So if you're saying to yourself, my Skylands and my tree houses, they're not filling up unless I magnetize them, well, I blame the other community out there for not actually getting more bounces in the map as well. So what we're trying to do, Rob, is we're trying to give with one hand and take with the other, so to speak, when it comes to that sort of stuff. So, the players who do deploy all the mechs and all the bouncers, are they going to get the cap on points? You know what I mean? Because they're going to be bouncing on tree houses and on Skylands, on that sort of stuff too. So we don't just do it, Rob, without the extra bouncers all out there as well. So I will say that much.
It's true. Convenient timing this time, wasn't it? The Mech Monday and the first magnet event. I've seen so many mech scatters coming off of my tree houses and Skylands. You can definitely tell when there's a lot more mechs out there. So
and I will say I can and tell those people who listen to the podcast, Rob, too, because I've seen so many of those yin yangs out there as well. So
yeah, the duo mechs definitely reigned supreme this time for sure. Yeah.
And do we have an answer from last week, Rob, in regards to the point value with the duo mech versus the normal mech from Sam? And the answer is no. Why? Because Sam just gave us a spreadsheet and said, "Do it yourself," and we didn't. So we don't have an answer. We don't.
You did. If you want to look it up yourself, here's the spreadsheet. And it was like, not even a chance. No, thank you.
I was going to, but I haven't gotten around to it. But anyway, Rob, what else have you been up to, mate? Munzee wise as well. You been busy?
Oh man, I enjoy May the 4th every year. Just a big Star Wars fan, always have been.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we re-released the Ewok mechs from the past. I believe it was 2 years ago where we put out a special badge. You know, there were different ways to earn different Zewoks, and so had a little fun with that. And this year just decided let's bring back a badge. Let's bring back those types for those people who weren't playing 2 years ago, or for those people who weren't able to earn them 2 years ago. And so that has seen a lot of those Zewoks back on the map too, which they're cute, furry little creatures. So
exactly.
I enjoy that time.
Exactly. I do love them as well, Rob. And then they come with the Z Walker as well. The actual the Walker comes out too. So yeah, very cute. Very. But again, Rob, as we always say, the artwork with Andy, never ever lose Andy. He's a great for the team. So.
I don't know for sure, but I feel like the Zewoks were actually made by Dylan. They have they've got a Dylan feel to them. I think that's possible. Wow. Yeah. Well, then, because it doesn't look like real fur. When Andy does it, it looks like real fur.
This is true. This is true.
Not that I'm critiquing Dylan's stuff, because it's amazing. Yeah. He makes very good stuff. So anyway,
there we go. All right, Rob. The events from last weekend, because it was non what do you call it? Gauntlet Games.
Gauntlet Game, yeah.
Non-guild weekend, whatever. USA, they only had Texas and Florida. And around the world, mate, they had?
Denmark, Netherlands, and Japan.
Japan was on the Monday, so good work from the Japan. The leaderboards, and you can tell as well, Rob, Friday was very low in leaderboard points. The Markman with 195,000 points, followed by Jaroslav Kass, 191,000 points. And in third place, we had Jack Sparrow with 169,000 points. On Saturday, it started to pop up a little bit, Rob. What was it Saturday?
Yeah, it did. 349,000 points for Pike Spice to win the day. Coalcracker 7 with 190,000 and FRLK 146,000.
Now, here's where it starts to pump up. On the Sunday, Rob, why? Because Gauntlet Games has begun. Sunday, we had Zandmarta with 674,000 points, the winner, followed by KWD, 630,000 points. And in third place, Coalcracker 7 with 571,000 points. Monday Millionaires, Rob. Do you want to read out the Monday Millionaires? There's 3.
Sure, why not? There were 3 millionaires on Monday, and as we know, this is one of those magnet bonus things that's how it looks. We actually have a brand new player, very first time millionaire that won the day. Put in a lot of effort and talked about it on the Munzee water cooler. So congratulations to Perfect Fit for first million, first win, first player of the day, all of that kind of stuff. A lot, several badges there. So Perfect Fit had 1.6 million, Munzee Prof with 1.2 million, and Schmitz Fam 1.1 million.
On Tuesday, Rob, we only had the 1 millionaire because this is what he does, and that is Munzee Prof with 1.3 million. See, 1.2 million, 1.3 million. You can kind of see his Skyland Treehouse run with his magnets as well. This is what he likes. This is what he does. And we record this Wednesday, Rob. So I'm not sure. I'm assuming that he's going to have his name called out next week on the podcast for the Wednesday Millionaire. I'll be sure of that one too. So there you go. Well done, Munzee Prof. I'm preempting your Wednesday Millionaire, mate. That's what I'm doing. Rob, around the world, in the USA this weekend, we have quite a few events coming up. There's 2 in Minnesota, not 1, but 2. 1 in Iowa, 2 in Arizona, Florida, California, South Carolina, and Alabama, mate. And around the world, mate?
We've got 1 in Ontario, Canada, 2 in England, Finland, Netherlands, Denmark, Norway, to top it off.
That's right. And don't forget as well, those pink highlights around the edges, they're the monthly events too. So we're doing those every single month, Rob, for the whole year, the entire year.
Yes, we are.
And don't get those because, what are we coming up to now? This is the fifth month of the year. We gave out a badge for 3 months. Don't know what's going to happen after that. So we'll soon see. Dropping the head, dropping like it's hot. Big events coming up. I will skim through this. May 23rd, coexisting with Geo Woodstock. June 5, 6, 7, South Coast mega events, 6 events in southern England. July 10, 11, 12 in the Netherlands as well. Ohio, July 23rd and 24th. Munzee at Midwest Geobash. September 18 to 20, Munzee, Minnesota. That one is growing. November 6, 7, 8, Munzee Mirage in Las Vegas. 5 events over 3 days for that one. And then January 14, 15, 16, 17, Munzee Mecca in Florida. 5 events, 4 days with 2 people listed as attending those. I think it's myself and Coldcracker 7. So people don't sort of plan ahead that far into January, Rob. But anyway, have a look on the calendar. Get your will attendance. Start your process now in regards to your travel plans and go from there. Meanwhile, Rob, let's get a hold of this week. What's happened, because there's a lot. First and foremost, something came out on May the 7th on Thursday and is going through all the way through to May the 10th. What is it, mate?
Well, you just said it. You just said it. What is it, mate? So this is a special day for you. I'm going to let you tell everybody about it.
Okay. I really like this, Rob, and that is Flat Rob goes down under to visit the Flat Aussie, who's not actually down under at the moment, but he's visiting the Flat Aussie friends down there as well. So there's a Flat Aussie and Flat Rob Scatters event, and it goes from May 7th to May 10th, and the reason for it is right in the middle, and that is May 8. Why is May 8 so special to Australians? May 8, May 8,
hey,
May 8.
Yeah.
There you go. All you need to do is cap one of each of the scatters themselves that comes off the Flat Aussie or the Flat Rob, and you yourself will earn a special badge. So there you go. I do like my May 8.
I know you do, and the write up on the blog is actually a good one, and the badge that you get, and it is about the fact that Team Rob and Team SMS, the leaders of those two teams, they buried the hatchet, and so bonding over a love of hats.
Correct.
And because of that, we've got the two scattering together. So don't forget on Friday that the entire Flat family, everything has scatters going out. But you want to specifically get the scatters from Flat Rob and the Flat Aussie, because if you capture one of each of those, you do get that badge. It's a special badge. Get it.
And also, moving ahead on the podcast, Rob, May 8 as well is the start of double points for everyone on Greenies cards, flats, weapons, jewels, and zodiacs as well. So don't forget that this weekend, May 8. May to May 10th, double points for everyone on those ones as well. I really enjoy it, Rob. And I will say that you, sir, had to bury the hatchet. Why? Because I am now well ahead of you. I'm talking 30 million points ahead of you now on the leaderboard, Rob. You didn't even notice that, did you?
I got my blinders on. I'm just kind of cruising along, as you know, so well that I've got to use, mulligans. Yeah. So what are you gonna do?
Oh, too funny, mate. Too funny. All right, Rob. Moving on, we have the brand new thing came out as well. The Gauntlet Games Universal. Now, if I'm brand new to Munzee in the Munzee world, Rob, what is a Universal first and foremost?
A universal is a Munzee that you can get that players from all over the world can capture it. So it's a locationless Munzee. This is an adaptation over the thing that we started with was called the social Munzee, and that was one that we intended to be used, when you met players in person. There were no points associated with it. Players bought those, and rather than sharing them in person, they went immediately online and started sharing them. This is 13 or 14 years ago, probably. So, because of that, we then came up with the personal Munzee, which the personal Munzee is specifically tied to a location, but you can move it. So then the universal is kind of the extension of that, where you can get points by posting it online. There are lots of different ways. There are groups online where you can do that. It's a mystery, random number of points whenever it's captured. The cap on some is part of that capture process as well. You get 100 points for deploying it. The universals are a very special type, and so none of the boosters have any impact on those points.
Yep.
Last, in order to find them, you have to go to My Social Munzees section, section of the app or the website. And that's when I started off with the fact that these were an extension of socials. So any new player, where do I find my universal? It's under my socials.
Or Rob, I will say this as well. Don't forget, Cuppa Z is the place to be. And why is that? Because Sam out there has made it so easy to jump on. You go into tools and go into universals. And once you're in universals, down the bottom it says, my universal. So it actually comes up with yours that you've already got. So click on the my universals. And then, Rob, with one click of a button, that's right, one click of a button, you can then share that to the Cuppa Z world. And so if people are out there looking for universals, I myself personally, when it was, you remember when Rob, when that time when we had triple points on everything? You remember that time? That's when I went through. I had my iPad on my lap in my lounge room, sitting there with Cuppa Z open on my lap with the universals and my phone in the other hand, and I go beep, 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 and I'd scan each universal as it came through. It got points, got points, got points. So that's how people can also find your universal too, is on Cuppa Z, but you have to activate it on Cuppa Z manually yourself. Because there's some people out there, Rob, that don't want to do that as well. And some people said to me, Craig, I'm waiting for the next triple point weekend before I activate it on.
Wow. That's a big presumption, I would say, that we would have triple points on everything. Weekend ever again.
I know. All right, Rob. Also, they're moving on from that now. So get your universals that you can get them on the Freeze Tag store or in app as well. Munz Pack went out too this week, Rob.
Yes, it did. Yeah. And we had a brand new pack rat. So this one is the Lumberjack pack rat. I guess he's the one who's responsible for cutting all the whittles. I have no idea. With that big, huge axe, I don't know how he does it. But so Lumberjack pack rat is out there. This is a unique Munz pack because it does have some weapon shards in it, which is the first time that we've ever done that. That's in honor of the release of the Gauntlet Games. Yeah. So if you've never tried out a Munz pack, there is a hybrid version, which has we send you 25 generic stickers. Then we also give you some virtual Munzees, and then we give you some credits for you to use. So that's why it's the hybrid. We have separately a virtual Munz pack, which is virtual items only. And so if you've never checked them out, they are $20 for the hybrid, and it is $25 for the virtual. You can set up a subscription. This is the only product that we have in the online store that is subscription based, and it's a good way to get some revolving types of products every single month. We choose what they are, and you get them and use them.
And guess what, Rob? Guess what? I, still have my subscription running for the virtual packs, and I have had them running now for years. So every month I look and go, oh, maybe I need to cancel that, and I always forget. So there you go.
Hey, well, thank you for reinvesting in the company. Let's just put it that way. That's really funny.
Yeah,
put in a support ticket. We can help you there.
Exactly. Tamara, help me out. All right, Rob, moving on as well. Now, we had the Gauntlet Weapon Deploy event recently as well. That's right. That's still going till May 10th. I forgot. That's still going to May 10th. There was a couple of hiccups in regards to the hammer being delivered for the mech, but apart from that, everything else worked really well. All you need to do, one of these items you receive per day, per Munzee headquarters day, MHQ day. If you deploy an evolution of any type, you get a mace. Deploy a jewel of any type, you get a crossbow. Deploy a zodiac of any type, you get a catapult. A greeting card gets a shield. A gaming type gets a longsword. Deploy any flat friends or objects, and you get a battle axe, and then deploy any mech, and you get the hammer. As I said, only one per person per MHQ day for those as well. It started on May the 3rd and it's going through to May 10th, so it's a whole 7 days. So you can get yourself 7 free mace, 7 free crossbows, 7 free catapult, so on and so on, Rob. So that's a big bonus week. Big bonus week.
It is. If you're interested, if you've never, you haven't participated in the former clan wars back in the days, this is a way to kind of build up an arsenal moving forward. And then the foraging process is kind of the purpose of giving everyone a chance to get these things. So we did have an issue with the mech earning 1 hammer. However, it was fixed on Tuesday. So if you deployed mechs on Sunday or Monday or early Tuesday, then we have delivered the hammer that you were due. If you don't see that as of the time you're listening to this, then we need to investigate that one for you.
So send in a support ticket if you haven't received yours. If you deployed on Sunday or Monday or early Tuesday morning, and you haven't received the hammer for those particular deploys. All right, Rob, the May bonus events for this weekend. I said it before, May 8th to 10th. Double points on everyone's for greenies, cards, flats, weapons, jewels, and zodiacs. But more importantly, Rob, we've still got Flat Fridays and Whittle Wish Wednesdays. What's Flat Fridays?
Yeah, we do. Flat Fridays, that's where every single flat that we have out there is sending out their flat scatters. Wow. So it's a big event. We've not done this before where every single flat scatters at the exact same time. This is, I suppose I should say, it's for all the flats that have scatters, because not every flat has actually does have scatters.
That's right. Maybe that could have been in the Gauntlet Games requirements. But anyway, then we got the Whittle Wish Wednesdays, Rob. We've got 2 Whittle deploys every single Wednesday for 1. So you get 2 for the price of 1 on your Whittles deploys. But at the same time, people asked about this, Rob. They go, what's 10 times Wishing Wells? Well, it says 10 times Wishing Well points for everyone. So yes, 10 times the Wishing Well point. 10 times the Wishing Well points. Wishing Wells are 10 points. 10 times that is 100 points per Wishing Well. If you got a booster on at the same time, you can actually have 200 points per Wishing Well. So, well, 3 holes in the ground. There you go.
Well, it's pretty impressive. So enjoy.
All right, Rob. Now the time a lot of people have been waiting for. We're talking about the quality of life improvements that we spoke about, or I sort of hinted to last month, and people thought the Gauntlet Games was the quality of life improvement. But no, I wasn't referring to that. I was referring to this. I was referring to the Greenie Cannot Host change. Now, Rob, I don't think you've ever put out there this information in regards to Greenies Cannot Host when it first came out. But what happens is that if you've got a bouncer that goes on a Greenie and that bouncer goes uncapped, and that happens twice in a row, then that Greenie is deemed to be, not accessible, but not being used. And so a little thing goes on that says cannot host. And that cannot host means that other bouncers are not going to land on that Greenie because, it's less likely going to be capped. And we want bouncers to be capped for the players. So that's the reason why it was in place to begin with. It was to assist the players with their bouncers not getting capped. End of story. Now, this is still in place. This hasn't changed. The cannot host cannot change. But what is changing is the way that the cannot host is being released off the Greenie. Previously, the Greenie had to be magnetized in order for it to be released, but not anymore. No. All you need to do is you need to cap that Greenie. That's it. Cap it. And then the cannot host will go off it. So if you go away, the perfect example, Rob, is this. I've got a Greenie walk around my area. I do it every single day. I go away on vacation somewhere, and a couple of bouncers land on the thing, and next minute, it cannot host. And it happens. It happens to all of us, right? We all love our vacations. We go to a Munzee event in California, for instance, and it happens. When you come back, it says cannot host. But if you go on there now, because it's not really advertised that it cannot host unless you go on the website. But this way now, if you just go back out and do your normal Munzee walk, that cannot host is going to be released. So that's the way. That's the quality of life improvement out there for everyone. And I know one person in particular, Munzee Prof, mate, you're welcome, buddy. So he's been on to me about this for quite some time. So basically all I'm saying is, number one, be sure to cap those bouncers on your greenies first and foremost, because everyone enjoys capping bouncers, including the owners of the bouncers. But also, if you cannot host, comes up again, just cap the greenie. That's all you need to do. Just do your normal capping process. No extra work for anyone to do, Rob. Wow.
I mean, this is something that we implemented quietly, and like you said, we didn't ever. In looking back, make a big, huge official post. However, you and I have talked about it. It has been confirmed many times in many places. This has been in place for 2 years and beyond. So we never put the official numbers out. We never told people, because it's actually more than 2. You said 2 bouncers land and don't get capped. It is more than that.
More than 2. Wow.
So Sam will have messaged us already. But yeah, the important part is that now you've got a way, because if specials, like whenever we used to flock the map or any of that kind of stuff, any of those specials that landed, you could cap those, and then that would reset your can host again as well. So now, instead of having to wait for those, or instead of having to use a magnet, we've done this a nicer, a player friendly way, if you will. I do have one that is very local to me that I have just found out is a cannot host, and so as soon as this goes live for me and you in just a couple of hours, we will know if it's working properly, because I'm going to cap that Munzee, and then we'll know.
And then we'll know.
So
exactly. Testing will have begun. So very, very good indeed. And I do believe that's, moving forward, quality of life improvement, that's a big one for a few players as well. So if players are out there who listen to the podcast and jump on the water cooler, yes, you can go ahead and announce this for yourself on the water cooler, but there will be a post in regards to it, I dare say, as well, Rob. So we'll soon see. Meanwhile, the second quality of life improvement, as we record this, Rob, this isn't live yet, but this happens, sir. This happens every third day. What happens every third day? On the 3rd, on the 6th, on the 9th, on the 12th? What happens on the third day of the month, Rob?
Well, we have cruisies and sleepsies that show up on the map. And so these are Munzees that have been neglected, let's call it, for more than 365 days. So if a Munzee hasn't been capped for a year or beyond, it turns into a sleepsy if it's virtual. It turns into a cruisy if it is physical. It's not every single type, just so we're clear.
No.
So it's not every single type, but for those that are able, they will. Everyone's going to see some changes, some color changes to the cruisy map, not the sleepsy map. Sleepsy map going to stay the same. They're all going to look exactly like they have. Don't get too excited about those. But cruisies are going to be changing colors. Now, you and I aren't going to go to the extreme details of this, because the extreme details haven't been completely worked out. However, colorful update, and let's go with some multipliers based on the age of how long that Munzee has been sitting there neglected. So, so for people who just, you only go and get those cruisies to meet requirements for now the Gauntlet Games. Well, maybe with some multipliers in place, maybe you'll be encouraged to go and get a few extras to round up some more points. For those who don't like to replace for whatever reason, maybe a multiplier of points, a different icon to add to your collection, possibly badges down the line. Who knows? Who knows what sort of things might try to encourage people to refresh their map, to keep it moving, keep it alive.
Active. Exactly. And also one more quality of life in regards to cruises, and this one here is for PJ, specifically from the Munzee Maniacs podcast, because we all know how much PJ loves to complain. Anyway, he complained about this, but he rightfully so. This one here, I will agree with you, is a valid complaint from PJ. I agree with you, PJ. Oh my goodness, you can't hear me say that very often. Anyway, what he said was, Rob, and it was his story. that he went out of his way on a cruisy day itself, went out of his way and actually did like a hike because up this mountain area, wherever he was, he did a hike because they were all cruisies. And so he thought, I'm going to get these cruisies. The first one he captured, Rob, was a cruisy briefcase, which we know then scatters the files out, right, and has scatters. Well, those scatters went on top of the other cruisies, and therefore when he capped the scatter off the cruisy, it stopped the cruisy from coming out. Because it's been capped. You see, so the cruisy did not activate. So the scatter itself was 40 points. The cruisy's 100 points. So he's like, hang on a second, I'm getting less points here for capping these cruisies that scatter. Well, from now on, PJ, yes, it has been fixed, sir, for you and for a lot of other people. The scatters will not be landing on cruisies. So if you cap a briefcase that's a cruisy, those briefcase files will still scatter, but they'll scatter to other, if they can, they'll scatter to other greenies, etc. as well. They won't scatter to cruisies. If it's got a cruisy on it, the cruisy remains on the map. So
yes, the non-discussed part of this is if there are no non-cruisy greenies and things like that, don't send in tickets that no scatters landed. Like
that's right.
You've got to have active landing pads for these, based on this sweet little quality of life for most people update that is out there now. So
and remember,
everyone will see this on the 9th. This will be the first time. As you were just telling me, Craig, before we recorded, Saturday
tomorrow
the 9th is the first time. So and enjoy it. If you see any issues, then please do send in a support ticket because obviously we won't get to that until Monday, and then people would see the fixes on the 12th.
But one more thing, Rob, and that is in regards to the scatters, as you said, like if there's nowhere for them to land, then they're not going to land, and they do have a radius, a proximity radius as well, like in terms of how far they can go out to scatter. So if there's nothing for them to scatter on, they won't scatter. So. But don't worry about it, because if they're all cruisies, you don't want the scatters, just saying. So there you go. Yeah. Very, very
Get your
cool.
cruisies out of the way first, and then go through your scattering types after.
That. But if you capped a cruisy straight off the bat and it's a briefcase, you didn't know it was a briefcase because you're just capping cruisies for the day, and those scatters come out, then so be it. You got cruisies, you got more cruisies on the way, you got more points coming up to you. And you can then increase your cruisy numbers for your Gauntlet games too. There we go, Rob.
So thanks for bringing it back to the attention, PJ. And Craig then pushed it through the gameplay team yesterday, actually. So
as we speak.
It was work from the team, because it really was a fairly easy fix for that one. So.
Very good indeed. And if you haven't listened to the Munzee Maniacs podcast, I suggest you give it a listen. Why, Rob? Because they're almost coming up to the 100th episode. And I said it last episode, Rob, for you and I, but PJ, Kevin, Sarah, Rob and I are both available for you 100, just saying. So let us know. Rob, moving on now to the Munzee question of the week. And this one here was actually asked several different ways. For me personally, also on the water cooler, etc. as well. And that is, when forging a new form of shield, does it still only last for 7 caps like a normal shield, as when you forge, you use a temporary and a non-temporary to forge it? So what's happening with the shields?
Yes, that's actually correct. You are using a permanent type currently, an elemental, to merge that or to forge that with a shield. That still remains as a temporary. It is a shield. It's just a void shield, a windy, whatever. I can't remember what they're called. A frozen, a frosty shield.
Yeah.
So that's exactly how it's working. It was something, as we were kicking this around, I was aware that that's what it's going to turn into. This has now turned into a conversation within the team. I don't know if there are going to be any changes to it, because there's a slippery slope there. If you forge a permanent and a temporary, which level of the map should it then reside on? If it becomes a permanent, it has to go over to the permanent. But if you've deployed it on the temporary, what if that's in the exact same place as a permanent one already? See, it's a slippery slope. So I would see us either canceling the ability to forge a shield, or or I'm not sure what we'll do. But that's the direction that I would lean. And so, yeah, we'll see. But thanks for the chat on that. It's from my perspective, when we put all of the stuff together, it's a player choice. You know, if people have hundreds of credits that they want to put and turn into a cool new type of shield that, you know, for a different icon for people to cap, cool. Then they can. It's up to everyone.
I think some people as well, Rob. They forged 4, one of each type, in each elemental type, and onto the shields, and then that's all they did because they thought to themselves down the track that there may or may not be badges, etc., for forging every single type. You see, so me included. So there you go. All right, Rob, do you have a Munzee there's no Munzee tip of the week. Do you have one at all? Because we're running real late today.
Honestly, we've given everyone so much information.
We did.
And the double points are out there. Like, just read through everything.
Yeah.
Play wisely.
Yeah.
Look at the updated screenshots of what the timing is of everything, and make sure that you check the what's new in the Munzee app, because that is going to be the most correct, most up-to-date information.
Correct. What's new? That's a great tip. And don't forget a lot of people do forget the what's new button inside the app itself. Have a look at the what's new, and you'll see all the dates and times and places for all the bonuses coming up. Meanwhile, Rob, that ends another official Munzee podcast.
Oh, already? Thanks for joining us on this Munzee adventure.
Don't forget, subscribe, rate, review on your favorite podcasting app, and join us next week for another informative episode.
And remember, Munzee is more than a game. It's a worldwide community of mobile game players.
So keep scanning, keep discovering, keep that Munzee spirit alive, Rob. 1, 2, 3. Whittle Wednesday's my favorite. Oh, see, I like Whittle Wednesday.